Goa is known to be a tourist attraction, and it's all about fun and sun and sand and beaches. But beyond that, there are people who are performing something similar and having challenges like anyone else in the world or in India. So the challenges don't differ, and the life stressors or life challenges can bring in a lot of stress which needs to be dealt and coped with. For mental health, if I look at it from the broader perspective, I see it as a vital component of health and well-being,
in which a person can develop to his or her maximum potential, cope with the stresses of life, and I think build healthy friendships.
For me, mental health is being able to express myself without feeling burdened, me being able to go ahead with my daily life, with what I want to do, without thinking about what people are going to say, without thinking about the difficulties I'm going to face. Like it's just the well-being of your mind in simple words.
Signs of mental distress, first is the performance declines. The performance declines, the relationships are at a lower tone. The energy, enthusiasm, looking forward to life, everything gets into a different zone.
At home, it may be changes in a person's day-to-day activities. So with their eating habits, their sleep habits, you may notice change in moods. So irritability, experiencing a low mood, very anxious.
Overall, the performance and relationships get affected. The occupation also sees its effects, whether it is at school or at work.
So no, just because you live in Goa and just because you have easy access to beaches and party and fun, it doesn't mean that you don't have stressors or that you have a good mental well-being. As a youngster, there definitely is pressure, especially when you're in your early 20s. You've just gotten out of college. First of all, you've dealt with your academic pressure as to what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, there's that pressure. Then when you're just stepping out, are you making the right decision? Are you going the right way? Are you keeping everybody happy? Is this what you want? Do you know what you want in the first place?
I think stresses and life experiences are the same across geographic boundaries.
So the challenges don't differ, and the life stressors or life challenges can bring in a lot of stress which needs to be dealt and coped with. So there is no reason for anyone to think that Goa has something very different and there is no stress around.
I don't see any reason why the challenges or mental health challenges that young people or youth of Goa are facing should be any different from any other part of India, or for that matter any other part of the world. And then there will probably be more specific challenges which are contextual to Goa and what's happening in Goa. The broader kind of challenges are around education, are around employment, are around the environment. Two major employment opportunities in Goa, mining and tourism. I mean, one closed down before the pandemic and a lot of people lost jobs. And tourism has kind of definitely slowed down because of the pandemic, and a lot of people have lost jobs. Urbanization is a big challenge. I mean, rapid urbanization, as you are seeing in some parts of Goa, which is also now gradually spreading to the semi-urban and rural areas of Goa. Exposure to a global culture which conflicts with some of our traditional values, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that conflict is something that's a challenge to deal with, and having the kind of support systems to be able to deal with those conflicts is a challenge that young people will face in the context of Goa, but within the larger global space. I think the other related risk factor for Goa is related to alcohol and drugs. And if you put these two things together, I mean, various kinds of psychological stressors, including unemployment and easy availability of alcohol, that's a potent mix.
There's always pressure, not just young people. Even if you're in your 30s and you still haven't figured your life out, there's pressure. Or if you are a certain age and you haven't gotten married or you haven't got children, there is pressure, right? There's pressure every step of the way. And now with social media, there is even more pressure. There is comparison. There is a superficial comparison, really. Oh, she's more prettier than I am, or oh, he's got a more bigger following,
I think with the pandemic, a lot of more mental health difficulties have come up to the surface. Possibly because our mental health is so strongly influenced by our social connections, and that's something that's taken a toll through the pandemic. But yes, mental health difficulties across age groups have become more prominent post-pandemic and through it.
I have been into dancing since I was 12, right? So I have grown up going to competitions all over India and even abroad. And some of the things that I faced growing up was body image issues. I was constantly being compared to other dancers, to other girls rather, their bodies and things like that. So that for me, growing up was a huge issue. So much that I have had suicidal thoughts. I won't lie about it. So mental health for me personally has been very important, and it has been something that I have been fighting for, let me say now, 8 years, for example. Okay, and very recently, I would say maybe in the beginning of this year is when I finally reached out for help.
Coping with mental health, there are major aspects how we deal with health. Health in general perspective, where we talk about the lifestyle in terms of regular exercise, being active, yoga, mindfulness, all that. Beyond that, we need to understand that there are some coping strategies each one can develop. Writing a gratitude journal, maintaining good friendships and building a support system can be of immense help when we are under lot of stress and facing life challenges. It's very important for us to understand it is not gender specific. Mental health and stress and challenges can affect everyone equally, irrespective of their age, their sex or their origin. The fear of talking about feelings comes because you feel judged. You feel that people will not accept you or will judge you as a weaker person.
Yes, it's difficult in the beginning to reach out for help or to even think of reaching out for help. But it's all about that first step, even if you have the slightest feeling inside of you that, what, I need to speak to somebody, go for it. Don't think about what they're going to think about it. Don't think about people judging you, because at the end of the day, it's you, it's about you. It's your mental health at the end of the day. It's not theirs. So put yourself first and do what you can to make yourself a better person.